Okay, so today's gonna be pretty simple. This is the agenda, pretty quick and straight to it. So I made a video yesterday pretty much showing you guys how to get 95% plus show up rate, like how we do. Now before you can even have like a high show up rate, you need an appointment. So I kind of wanted to walk you guys through how do you get an appointment. All comes down to leads. Now in this specific video, it's just gonna be over how to get leads on Meta. Now I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do it, but show you first how or what you should be getting for your CPL. And then lastly, you guys can implement it today, quite literally. So right here, we have one of our clients, 3,492 spent over the past couple weeks here. And he's already accumulated 1,307 leads at an average cost per lead of $2.67. Pretty phenomenal. Now, this is just a screenshot from just last month. He already got 181 appointments. Now, the strategies I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do this is going to be for all the examples, stuff we use today, our clients use, and you guys can honestly implement this like within 5 minutes. Now, it's not going to take 5 minutes. The video is probably longer just because I'll be explaining it as I go, but it's a very quick procedure. Now, I'll show you some other examples here in a second here, but $2.67 CPL average. How do you do that? Super simple. And then all these examples are just static ads. So like I say right here, no video ad recordings needed for this. If you guys are introverts, if you guys don't want to like just record, you just want to hop on Canva and make some 5-minute static ad, this is exactly what we use as well. Here's some examples. We have $5.15 leads. We have, this one's in pounds. We have that should be like, how much is a dollar or 1.88 pounds in dollars? I don't know, something close. Here we have another $6 CPL over 2K spend. We have $8.51 CPL. You get the point, right? So how do I get the same thing? Now, no course required, no paywall. You don't need to pay me $2,000. This is stuff that I would consult with other people and would charge for, but I'm just going to show you live exactly how we do it and do it right now. Now, before we hop into the live examples, this is kind of what we're going to be covering. Number one, offer. Number two, the static ad we're building it live for you as if I would build it for myself or a client right now. And then number three, walking you through the meta setup, which once you get it down should take you no more than like 5 minutes to just replicate. Sometimes I just hop in accounts on the first onboarding call. We'll just set up ads and launch them within that 30-minute call. And by the end of that call, maybe like give or take 30 minutes, we'll probably get a lead already. It's a very quick procedure. Now, let me walk you through exactly how we're going to start. So number one, we're going to be starting off, one sec. There we go. So let's start off right here, specifically with the static ad. So a static ad on Meta, it's just going to be, you're scrolling, you're going to see a static picture, no video, no animation, no graphics. It's just going to be something super simple. Now, this is one example. You can do it lots of many ways, and you're going to see that this is very simple. And you're going to be surprised how simple it is. And you're going to be even more surprised by how well it actually works. So all I do here, I like to use this font right here. This one's pretty solid and make it pretty big. Now for this example, we're going to have to pick a niche who we're going to target the ICP. Now, lots of you guys are in solar, dental, real estate, roofing. Lots of you guys are in solar and roofing, so we'll probably go with, let's say, solar. That's one good example. So say we're going to be targeting solar people. All you do, one, copy. So what this is going to be is the call out. Once we have the call out, all you need here in the middle is the offer. And then here on the bottom, you need the risk reversal or the call to action, whichever one you guys want to do. We like to do risk reversal when it comes to solar. And actually, I will screen share a little bit later in this video the exact same ad we used to get one of those examples. I think it was like $6 CPL. Looks very similar to this. Call out, solar, pros, offer. Now you guys can experiment with the offer, stuff we know works well. If you guys are doing some sort of like bait and switch offer, if you guys are doing a pay per performance offer, whether it's pay per lead, pay per appointment, or pay per solar installation. Lots of our clients are doing pay per solar installation and then upselling people onto like a pay per appointment or a retainer, I should say. So we'll start off with this. Let's say pay per install. I'll put it right here in the middle and say the risk reversal. Let's say, honestly, we can just say here 5 guaranteed installs, and the bottom, let's say it's pay per install. And then we can make some variations of this, and I'll go into that in a second. What I like to do here is just a call out. Let's add some effects to it. Let's just make it neon looking and let's make it bold, and we can change the color up. Boom, that's solid. 10 guaranteed. This is misspelled, my bad. And then here we could just see if I can make it a little bit smaller, and then we can also match the font's color and whatnot. You can make this a little bit bigger, and then what we can do here is, whoops, not add another one. Let's just duplicate. So make 3 variations. What happened there? There's one variation. We can make this pay per install, get paid first, pay us after. There we go. So these are things we have used that we just know work. And one of those examples are literally something like this. Yeah, we can just do two variations here. And then all you do from there, I move myself real quick, download, and awesome. Boom, we're done. So I'll explain why these work so effectively in a second here, but first let me go over to the ads manager, and I'm just going to create one live for you guys right now. So we have a new ad account here that I just created. Click create, leads, continue, manual. You don't want to do recommended settings. I'll explain it here in a second, but pretty much Meta is unoptimized. They just want your money, so they're going to give you some results. Here we just call it campaign 1. And lots of times they'll tell you, oh, you can get you like a 25% boost if you do this. In reality, sometimes if you do that, it may actually make it a little bit less efficient or what you're actually trying to target. That's not what we want at all. Let's say here, we can use this one as an example. All right, let me move myself over here so you guys can see. So all we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to call this ad set broad. This is going to be a broad ad set, and I'll walk you through kind of what we do here. Dynamic creative, set budget to 25. So it depends on what you guys are trying to do. A rule of thumb is for one creative, you're going to want to do at least $10 of ad spend. We have $2 of ad spend, so we can quite literally do 20. In this case, let's just do 25 to keep things simple. Now, audience controls, very simple. So this is a broad campaign. So I'll walk you through what we want to target. United States, pretty much it. Minimum age, this is probably the only thing we're going to want to edit. Actually, right before I do that, let me find this. We're going to want to switch over to original audience settings. So like I said, you don't want to be using Advantage Plus audience in the beginning here. That's something you can do later on once you've built out ad spend. There's lots of strategies around that, but for this case, we just want manual. So we found good success going for guys and like at 24 to 21 range. In this case, we can just do 21. And we can go up to 64. That's something we know works. We always want to turn off advantage geo targeting, and boom, awesome. Just leave that as is. Save audience, broad solar, awesome. There we go. So as you can see right here, up to 33% lower cost per result. And I'll explain why you don't want Advantage Plus here in a second. So here where it says Advantage Plus placements, we also want this in manual placements. And you'll see it's going to be pushing you to do all of this stuff. Literally just uncheck that, uncheck this, go to feeds and uncheck everything that's not Instagram feed and Facebook feed for this section. And then go to stories and reels, keep that check and completely turn off everything there so that this is the only thing that you should be having. Now, the reason we do that is, if we had Advantage Plus placements, it'd be pushing your ads to all of these locations, which are inefficient. Pretty much you're just paying Meta to put it in places where like 1% of your audience is looking at the Facebook right column, but spending like the same amount as if it was a Facebook feed when 90% of your audience is on Facebook feed. That's just one example there. We just want it optimized to be pretty low here. And let me just double check. Once that's all done, all you do is click next, and awesome. You can name it whatever you want. Just connect your account. Make sure you turn off multi-advertiser ads. And here, let me import those images. All right. I needed to unzip the folder, so I just got these 2 images that were on the top of my folder directory. Pretty much the exact same thing. Just like I said, you can lay it out a little bit differently, however you want to do it. Very similar. You just want it to be super frictionless and be straight to the point. So that's a direct offer static ad. Now from there, we do want to have optimized creative for each person. And for these 2 creatives here, we're going to have we're going to have 2 primary text and 2 headlines. And the call to action, we always want the call to action to be to learn more. That's the one we see the highest statistic amount of just clicks. So we want that for sure. Now for primary text, you guys can create your own copy, however you want to do it. If you guys want a fast way of doing it, let me just pause. All right, just go over to Facebook ad library, go to ad category, all ads, and just look up solar. Look up solar. You can look up lots of different solar ads you're doing for lead gen, and just look at the competition. Take a look at here's one person right here. I don't know if he's running any ads, but just browse the library. You'll find lots of ads for lead generation companies, whatever your competitors are you're trying to do. Take a look at the copy. Now, kind of the main thing I want you looking for is scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the more you go down, the older the ads are. Now, you want to be looking for the ads that are pretty old, because the old ads mean they're working. They've been launched and they've still been going for months. No one's just going to dump ad spend every single day if the ads aren't working. Whereas the top is going to be new ads, which could be, more volatile. We want to go for what's proven. So go to the bottom, take a look at copy. You don't have to copy it. Take some pieces of your own, make it better, improve on it, do something with it. And then from there, all you do is just come back here and you put in your copy 1 and then make a variation here for copy 2. Now, what I'd like to do is pretty much keep it exactly the same, except the very first line I'll change. So maybe the very first line will say Solar Pros pay per install, and the second version here it'll say Solar Pros pay on results basis. And then both of them have the exact same large paragraph for the copy or whatever you have. And then for the headline here, what you can do, you can search up like a fire alarm emoji. That one works pretty well. And just do like pay per install and then fire alarm emoji. And then you can do here, pay us after. That's one example right there. So we want 2 primary text and 2 headline for 2 creatives here. And you leave description, display link blank. And we need to go to call to action, learn more. And then from there, all we need to do is we need to create a form. And we're pretty much done. Now, what we're going to do to create a form here, you just go in here, title it, say this is example, more volume, next, hey there, whoops. You can look up like a wave emoji. I'm not going to look it up, so you can put a placeholder right there. And here, I'll show you a form that we use so that you can just copy it, but I'll just get through this so I can show you kind of what you want to do. An example, we want to have full name on top, email, and then we want to be collecting their phone number. And then next, so privacy policy, just look up privacy policy generator. There's a ton of free ones you can do. Should be pretty quick. Then you click next. Here, I would change this to one last step, create some urgency, book a call below, whatever your urgency thing is, put it there. Here you want your booking link, call to action, lock spot. And I did forget to mention here in the very beginning, you do want a background image. I would go over to Canva, just create one of this size and just blank. You can make it literally the color like red here, so it looks a little pretty. It's really only going to show up on Facebook, not mandatory. Just something you can do. You won't see a large increase or decrease in CPL from that. Now, all you do, create form, done, awesome. Okay, so this is kind of what it's going to look like here on Instagram, Facebook. Now, I'm going to go through and walk and see exactly why a broad campaign is going to work very well for the ads that we've made. So let me walk you through. So for a broad campaign, the estimated audience size is huge. We're targeting everybody in the United States. Now, a lot of people make a interest campaign. That's also something that I'll show you in a second here. But majority of the time, if not 95% of the time plus, our broad campaigns beat our interest campaigns. Interest stacks between 30, 70 mil, 70 mil above, lookalike audiences. It varies a lot, but broad audiences are killer when it comes to top of the funnel direct static offer ads. Now, the reason for that purely comes down to how simple it is and how good Meta's algorithm is. So this is a huge audience size. Most of the time, people have like 1 million to 20 million that they're trying to really niche down with interest. But the reason this outperforms is because the algorithm gets hijacked by the ad that we have here. The call out is important, Solar Pros. And the other one, the call out was even bigger. So really you can test if it's important for your niche or not. I would say to go for the bigger call out text than what this example is right here. Really depends. But the people, they see the call out, Solar Pros. If you're a Solar Pro, a solar installer, solar professional, you're going to see that. You're going to pause. You're going to look at it. Meta's tracking that. You might click on it. Meta's tracking that. And now Meta recognizes that that person is interested in this ad. But the reason they were interested in that ad is because of the offer and the call out, which is being super personalized and very specific to them. So very quickly, it's not like a 2-week learning period for that to happen. That happens day one immediately. Meta recognizes very quickly how to get a more hyper personalized and hyper specific targeting from a broad audience based on the algorithm than if you would have tried to manually do it with an interest campaign. And I showed you examples there. I'll show you again another live share so you guys can actually see what I'm saying is really true and not like I'm trying to bullshit you. So I'll walk you through what else we need to do here, but that's pretty much it. Now you just launch it. Now what you could do here, you could duplicate it. A good way to test things is just do a original campaign with a broad audience and an interest audience, like I was just telling you. Now instead of doing that broad audience, I'd probably go into right here and detailed targeting. I'd probably add here solar installs, solar installer, and I would just keep updating this until we had a group audience of like you're gonna see here is very low, below 1,000. I would do it up to like 25 million. Just keep adding interest that you believe would be within your ICP, and probably 20 to 30 millions a good range to be going, and then A/B test that. Now I'll show you an example here of that already being done just to save you the time. All right. Here we go. So we have one of the examples I was showing you here that had a $6 CPL, same exact thing. We're targeting solar installers for broad and interest campaigns. And in this scenario, you do see that interest campaign outperformed the broad campaign. Now in the beginning, the broad campaign was outperforming the interest campaign. That's really how you're going to see a lot of reach and a lot of statistics here, but we changed a lot of things to make it fine tuned over the whole $2,000 spend. Would always recommend you guys to start off with broad, no matter where you're at, unless it's something super, super, super different, like real estate, right? You probably want to do a interest campaign with like the real estate keyword there. Now, let me walk you through the exact things you can copy here for the interest right there. Easy. Interest, field of study, employers, job title. Copy that verbatim. Make sure you have the same audience size I was telling you about, under 30 million. 21 to 64, same placements I was telling you. And if you want to see the ads right here, there you go. I think it's because on my other account, I don't have permission to see this here. But if you do want to zoom in, it's pretty much the same ads I was showing you there. But like instead of a black background, it was like a little beige background on the top. Same, yeah, here we go. You see it a little bit more clearly. And like I was saying, same text, but the first sentence is a little different. And then here you have your lead form. Just collect first name, last name, email, and phone number, and then you're set. All right. And here's another example. I want you guys to know this doesn't just apply to solar or even just roofing or even just dentists. This is a dancing program we have. And as you can see here, the cost per lead is even cheaper, but it's the exact same thing. Interest, broad campaign. We set up one time. We haven't even changed. Everything's just been working. Now, let me just show you kind of what the ads are. You'll see right here. It's very simple. It's the same format, 3 variations. Now, one thing you could be doing if you guys want to increase for quality, just add qualifying questions onto the form. So it's not just a like first name, last name, email, phone number, and whatnot. They would first answer a question like, are you an agency owner? Are you this person who's above 5K a month, above 20K a month? And just add those questions. See, that's where feedback and trackers are very useful so that we can start qualifying people and start weeding out people we don't want to be coming through into the lead form. Really depends on how high you want your quality percent to be. But in terms of just getting leads, getting people in the door, this person right here, we got them last month like 131 leads. I'll go back there to not leads, my bad, 181 appointments just the last month here. So these are all the same methods we use for this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Same static ads, same background kind of feel, but it just works. You guys can do it. Literally implement that today. Like just try it. Like you don't need to spend like $1,000. Just run it for like 25 bucks a day for like a day or two, or 50 bucks a day for a day. And you should see how dramatically your CPL will increase. And then from there, once you guys actually have leads, there's a whole nother video to go over how to factually turn those leads into appointments, but also how to make sure the show up rate is high on those appointments. Is we can get you leads all day, we can get you appointments all day, but it doesn't matter if you're not making sure these people show up and your closing ability is not there. Now, if you guys are confident in your closing ability and you had 181 appointments that came in 1 month, like what's the chances you're not going to close at least one of them on a high ticket offer to make it worth it for the ad spend? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to go through a little crash course there on how to get an offer, get a static ad, set it up on Meta, and quite literally you could do all that within 5 minutes. It took me 24 minutes because I need to explain it through with you guys. But like I said, you can go in right after this video, or you can just pause it right now and just go. Create it, follow through the video, create your offer, very similar, and just run it. And let me know, like in the comment or something, what your CPL was. If you need like more help on it, just comment it. I'll reply, and a little bit more specification for you guys there. But besides that, you guys can go get some good CPL now, get more appointments.